Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members, all sovereign power belongs to the people of Kenya. The exercise of this power is undertaken either directly by the people or through their democratically elected representatives in the parliaments at the national level and the county level. In the legislative space, this assembly is the constitutional organ of the people of Siaya, with the mandate to exercise the legislative authority of the county assembly as vested in it under Article 185(1) of the Constitution of Kenya. In fulfillment of their respective mandate, the county executive and the county assembly must take into account the objects and principles of devolved government as provided in Article 174 of the Constitution. Besides the supremacy of the Constitution as the basic law of the land, the foundational principles, values, and aspirations set out in the preamble and in Articles 6, 8, and 10 of the Constitution, together with the Bill of Rights, are the key pillars and structures of Kenya's democratic state. This august assembly is therefore the appropriate forum for the county executive to deliver an annual State of the County address and to submit to it a report of the implementation status of the county policies and plans and other relevant reports as enumerated in statute. Mr. Speaker, sir, the county government of Siaya is required to promote social and economic development in a sustainable way. In doing so, the people of Siaya must participate in the exercise of the powers of government and in making decisions that are affecting them. This is the centrality of the county assembly and the precept of public participation in our devolved system of government. Mr. Speaker, sir, Kenya has had a difficult transition after the general elections held in 2022. For the last 1 year, the national economy has suffered shocks that have led to the depreciation of the Kenya shilling against all the major currencies. Compared to our neighbors, inflows of foreign direct investments have declined in real terms. The debt and tax burdens have worsened and shriveled job opportunities and employment for our citizens. Drought and severe floods have been variously experienced all over the country. The cost of living has affected livelihoods, and many Kenyans are desperately waiting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. The share of counties of revenue raised nationally has stagnated, and the disbursements thereof to counties have not been rendered timelessly. These have affected adversely the ability of county governments to perform the functions allocated to them. It has affected their fiscal capacity and efficiency, and also affected the development needs of the counties. As a matter of law and practice, counties have a right to stable and predictable allocations of revenue. To date, we have not received disbursements of our share of revenue for the months of November and December 2023, and this is the case more or less in all the counties across the country. In our county, we have had to deal with incidences of insecurity affecting operations both in the land and in the lake. This being a national government function, we expect their steadfast actions in restoring and addressing insecurity. We have also engaged with key stakeholders in addressing the problem of gender and sexually based violence. But it is not all doom and gloom. Despite these problems and worrying trends and the usurpation of devolved functions by the national government, the good news is that devolution remains a strong and irreplaceable feature of our system of government. Let me now report on various matters as required by statute. Some of it will be in the form of reports that will be delivered as annex to this address to the county assembly. Mr. Speaker, sir, the county government has tried in every respect to abide by the Constitution and the law when making decisions or in the implementation of public policy decisions. In doing so, national values and principles have been adhered to. The County Assembly has robustly played its oversight role and taken the executive to account as it should. Besides the County Assembly, the constitutional commissions and independent offices such as the Auditor General, the Controller of Budget, have looked into the financial affairs and management operations of the county and submitted reports that have been availed to Parliament and indeed the public. The Senate has played its oversight role and summoned both the executive and the Assembly to examine questions raised by the independent offices. In these, we have fared fairly well when called upon to answer audit queries and related issues. The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission have also published a report on corruption risk assessment into the systems, policies, procedures, and practices of Siaya County Executive. We have had engagements with the Kenya National Human Rights and Equality Commission, the Commission on Revenue Allocation, the Salaries and Remuneration Commission in relation to their constitutional functions. The county has played host to a mission of the Judicial Service Commission in addition to a visit by the Honorable Chief Justice and the President of the Supreme Court. Indeed, all these visits and engagements demonstrate our commitment to engage with key national state organs from all arms of the national government and, of course, our own county assembly. We have taken progressive, reasonable, and measurable steps and made progress in the realization of the national values and principles of governance referred to in Article 10 of the Constitution of Kenya. In June this year, the County Assembly approved the program-based budget for the financial year 2023-2024, and subsequently, the County Annual Development Plan for the financial year 2023-2024. The centerpiece for the budget and the plan is the County Integrated Development Plan, which has also received the approval of the Assembly. I'll deal with the details of the budget and the plans a little later in my address, together with other plans relating to spatial planning and the transfer of functions to newly created municipalities. The county government of Siaya has experienced a cocktail of historical problems, which are detailed in various audit reports, including the OCO Task Force report, that range from revenue collection system, revenue leakages, management and or abuse of impressed accounts, pending bills, supply chain management issues, payroll register with the related problems of ghost workers, and ballooning and or fluctuating wage bill. All these malpractices and challenges have been examined and measures taken to ensure that public money or resources are used in a prudent and responsible manner. We do not want, however, to wish away these problems and challenges. We are on a journey, and our goal and destination is to ensure that there is openness and accountability, including public participation in the management of public finances and the disposal of public assets. Mr. Speaker, sir, this therefore is an opportune occasion for us to reflect on the journey that we have collectively traveled over the last 1 year. At the beginning of our tenure in office, we were confronted by the need to re-engineer the development pathway for our great county. Although in urban areas, towns, and municipalities, there were signs of a growing and vibrant small and medium enterprises, the county lacked any sizable industry or factory. That implied a delirious state given the inadequacies in provision and delivery of services to our people, against the backdrop of disturbing levels of unemployment among our youth and the attendant socioeconomic upheavals that the majority of our people have faced and continue to face. Scanning across our land, we noted with interest the strategic advantage that our county enjoys within the Lake Region Economic Bloc, our long stretch of Lake Victoria shoreline, our underutilized arable land with a conducive climate and a youthful demographic dividend to boot, and not to forget the great industry and diverse and robust human capital at our disposal. It is therefore our conviction that a deliberate and strategic investment in our agricultural sector, including the blue economy, as an anchor pillar for our socio-economic transformation, is the guaranteed pathway towards a prosperous Siaya County that is not only food secure, but also as the engine of our industrial development and economic prosperity for shared growth. It is for this reason that we have chosen the theme of this address as accelerating socioeconomic transformation through strategic investments and good governance. This theme is a mirror reflection of our focus on carefully selected development projects and interventions that are geared towards spurring productivity, which when channeled through the robust value chains will lead to transformation and industrialization. For this to be realized, we wish to repeat that we will persistently be guided by the ideals of democracy and good governance, including transparency, accountability, citizen participation, and responsiveness to the needs of the residents of Siaya for sustainable development and shared growth. Of these ideals, the right to timely and accurate information and feedback is crucial. This State of the County address, therefore, provides such a treasured opportunity for me to inform and remind our people of the milestones we have so far made, as well as project what the future portends for us. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, it is my pleasure to report that during the period under review, our administration made significant progress across various sectors as mandated by law and aligned to our strategic direction and the Nyalore agenda. On health and sanitation, Mr. Speaker, sir, for us to optimize our productivity as envisioned and the administration's economic blueprint, we must make every effort to create a healthy society and a conducive and enabling environment for business. This can only be realized with enhanced access to quality and affordable health care. We have focused on strengthening systems that support demand creation and utilization of preventive and promotive health services, even as we optimize our curative services. Our investment on building a functional and responsive community health services as part of the broader agenda of enhanced primary health care services has been anchored on capacitating our indefatigable 128 community health promoters. Over the last 1 year, we have improved their monthly stipend from a paltry sum of Kenya shillings 2,500 to not quite a handsome sum of Kenya shillings 3,000, with the national government making a commitment to top it up with an additional 2,000 shillings. It is my hope that they will honor this commitment. Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable members, we are one of the few counties that have enrolled our community health promoters on NHIF so that they too can be able to access the very essential services that they help provide. Equally, we have aided them with requisite tools, including medical kits for disease screening at the household levels, as well as motivational and recognition materials such as uniforms and footwears. To enhance the efficiency and the quality of data capture and promoting of the work of community health promoters, the administration has digitized their operations through the provision of smartphones and tablets. The net effect of these interventions is visible in the increased community facility linkage, enhanced follow-ups, increased frequency and coverage of household visitation, management of minor ailments at community level, and referral of clients to health facilities. As a matter of record, our skilled birth delivery has leapfrogged to 95%. Similarly, our immunization coverage has risen from about 80% in 2021 to 93% currently. These outcome indicators are significantly above the national averages, which stand at 89% and 80% respectively. Towards enhancing access to quality healthcare services, we have deliberately mapped out, equipped, and operationalized 19 rural health facilities. This has had the effect of helping to attain the World Health Organization acceptable standard of 3 kilometers radius of access to health facilities in all the sub-counties except in Ugenya. In this regard, we would like to appeal to this honorable House that our strategic investments in the health should now focus more on equipping and enhancing the functionality of our existing health facilities, as opposed to building new ones, particularly in the 5 sub-counties we have attained the minimum standards of access. To ensure that our women and their newborns remain healthy before, during, and after childbirth, we have expanded maternity infrastructure in a number of our facilities and scaled up maternal child healthcare services across the county. In Bondo Sub-County Hospital, for instance, we have equipped the maternity complex. We also renovated maternity units and maternal child clinics in Sgomre and Ukwala sub-county hospitals, among others. We have recently launched the construction of a new maternity theater complex at Yala sub-county hospital. The 2023 preliminary data evidence indicate that significant reduction in maternal and child mortalities have been realized. When this administration assumed office, we were confronted with a public outcry over intermittent stockouts of essential health commodities, which seriously affected the functionality of our health system, eroded public confidence on our health system, and the morale of our hardworking health workers, thereby adversely affecting public health seeking behavior of people. To this end, we procured an emergency medical order that saw the delivery of diverse medical commodities worth 40 million Kenya shillings from KEMSA, with support from this honorable House. Since then, Siaya County government has procured and supplied these essential and life-saving commodities on a quarterly basis to guarantee their regular availability. To further enhance the functionality of the health system, we have recruited a total of 156 new health workers of all cadres. While I recognize that we still need more, this intervention has helped in reducing the gap on the prevailing shortage of critical health workforce. Consequently, we have expanded our range of medical services as well as coverage. For instance, in Kagwa dispensary, as is the case with the few other facilities, laboratory services such as malaria, microscopy, antenatal profile, as well as full blood count and urinalysis are now accessible to our patients. Access to critical and essential radiological services such as X-rays and ultrasound have been improved. This improvement will further lead to the completion of the installations of X-ray machine at Gotagulu Sub-County Hospital and the and Ambira sub-county hospitals within the current financial year. The establishment and equipping of sub-county hospitals in partnership with the Fred Hollis Foundation has bolstered the delivery of eye care service to our citizens, thereby eliminating costs that would otherwise be incurred by patients while accessing services outside the county. A total of 26,160 patients access eye care services, out of which 1,474 patients had their vision restored through cataract surgery in 2022-2023 financial year. By October 2023, 1,567 patients had their visions restored through eye surgeries. The medical emergency referral system in the county has improved considerably with the acquisition of new ambulances and 2 utility vehicles with the support from Transforming Health System, that is TSH, and Ngima for short, which increased our medical emergency fleet to 11 ambulances. In addition, we also acquired 1 on-shore health surveillance motorboat ambulance that is assisting in referrals from and within the islands. This intervention improved the referrals from our islands from 2,173 cases in 2021-2022 to 3,060 cases in 2022-2023. Mr. Speaker, sir, let me now speak to the status of policies, legislations, and regulations that touch on health. To consolidate the above gains and accelerate the attainment of our goals on health, I wish to implore this Honorable House, working in close collaboration with the Office of the County Attorney, to fast-track the passage and the operation of the following health-related bills and policies. 1, Siaya County Health Services Act and the regulations to be made thereunder. 2, Siaya County Health Sector Strategic Plan 2020-2025. 3, County Nutrition Action Plan 2018-2022, and you may realize the delays by me citing those dates. 4, Siaya County Nurturing Care Strategic Plan 2023-2027. 6, Siaya County Referral Strategy. 7, Siaya County Reproductive Health Bill. 8, Siaya County Universal Healthcare Coverage Policy Guidelines. And 10, Proposed Siaya County Community Health Services Bill. In addition, this House and the Department of Health, together with the County Attorney, need to examine our array of policies, legislations, and regulations on health towards realigning them with the national legislation. Mr. Speaker, now I direct my attention to water, sanitation, environment, climate change, and natural resources. Mr. Speaker, sir, the county government of Siaya broad vision for the sector is to ensure access to clean and safe water within globally acceptable distance of 0.05 kilometer radius for all residents of Siaya County. It is a concern that despite our proximity to one of Africa's largest freshwater bodies, that is Lake Victoria, and many other water bodies, including Lake Sare, River Yala, River Nzoia, as well as Lake Nyaboli, nearly 40% of our population are yet to have access to this critical commodity. This puts them in danger of poor sanitation and at risk of many communicable diseases, thereby piling on our disease burden. Equally concerning our lowly depressing indicators on environmental conservation, as well as mitigation and adaptation to climate change, which is now a contemporary global concern. We have facilitated the rehabilitation and the expansion of 4 water schemes across the county. These include Abura Dam in Siaya Township, Hono Sinaga Water Project in East Game, Wichlu Water Project in South Sakwa, and Gotmatar in East Imbo. It is noteworthy that these projects included the component of solarization to address the inherent challenges of electricity-powered water systems. The rehabilitation of the Abura Dam, for instance, has effectively eased pressure on water supply to Bondo and Siaya. Previously, these 2 towns were subjected to constant water rationing due to underproduction of the Yala intake. The project completion will enable our water company to effect regular water supply to Bondo and Siaya towns and the environs of both municipalities concurrently. We have overseen the drilling, equipping, and solarization of 30 boreholes across the county in the period under review. I recently commissioned Ukela Gafwa Water Project in East Ugenya Ward, Rachar, Kajuang, and Pala Kobong boreholes in West Uyoma Ward, and encountered first-hand accounts of how these water projects are positively impacting on the lives and livelihoods of our people, especially the women who no longer have to travel long distances in search of water. Even as we commission more boreholes, we should be consciously cognizant of the fact that the boreholes are not viably sustainable. This is evidenced by the reduction in water yield over time in some of the boreholes done in the recent past. We are also aware of the significant challenges posed on the sustainable management of our boreholes in terms of their operation and maintenance. To this end, we must think critically on the effective and efficient management structure of these vital community-based water projects. This will definitely require sector-wide and expert consultations and the development of necessary policies, legislation, regulations, frameworks, and action plans. Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable members, the Rift Valley Waterworks Development Agency, with the support from the African Development Bank, has recently completed the construction of Ugunja Sega Ukwala Water Project, which is projected to benefit 57,000 residents of Ugunja and Ugenya sub-counties. This project is in the process of being handed over to Siaya Bondo Water and Sewerage Company. Our administration intends to prioritize the last mile connectivity component, which was omitted in the initial project funding, so that this project can effectively benefit the target population. The component is currently estimated to cost Kenya shillings 260 million. To realize this, I appeal to the Honorable House to support these proposals so that we can improve on our provision of clean, piped, and safe water. Going forward, we need to execute highly impactful water projects in the interim as we develop an exhaustive long-term plan towards this goal. The county government will undertake a comprehensive audit of the supply systems and develop, for the consideration and subsequent adoption by this Honorable House, a roadmap towards their rehabilitation within the next 2 or 3 financial years. Mr. Speaker, sir, to address our concerning our level of tree cover, which stands at 5.2% against the national average of 7%, we have rallied stakeholders to intensify tree planting and growing efforts. During the National Tree Planting Day on the 13th of November this year, we managed to plant on that single day 57,000 trees across the county. I wish to commend the efforts of the various stakeholders, including the honorable members of this House, who provided leadership and inspiration to this important activity. On this, we cannot fail to recognize and appreciate the genius and forward-thinking young men and women who make a valuable different species and varieties of tree seedlings through their tree nurseries. I am particularly impressed that a significant number of residents are increasingly taking up the planting of indigenous trees. We now need to upscale our efforts to guarantee safe, secure, and sustainable environment in a format that incorporates the participation of these industrious men and youth who eke out a living from environmental entrepreneurship. As you all vividly remember, not long ago, we were hit by an environmental calamity which existentially threatened one of our most treasured natural biodiversity gems, the Africa's second largest oxbow lake, that is Lake Nyaboli. As a result of uncontrolled human activities upstream, coupled with the effects of climate change, the lake burst its banks, thereby damaging the dike. Consequently, the lake drained and swept with it the farmlands along its course into Lake Victoria, thereby displacing some of the residents of Siaya and the neighboring Busia County. And I am aware that Honorable Atandi, through Parliament or the National Assembly, has secured some funds towards the rehabilitation of that lake. In addition, this catastrophe threatened the lake's rich biodiversity and the entire food chain, limiting the nutrition needed for people and animals, such as livestock, and some of them were unable to reach water and grass around the lake. Human mobility was also disrupted. Our response to this disaster was both swift and effective. Out of the urgent necessity, our office was able to combine efforts with our Busia counterparts by quickly convening prompt response from multi-agencies, both from Busia and Siaya, and gladly also from the national government. Siaya County government's speedy intervention ensured the reconstruction and rebuilding of the dikes, and within only 1 month, the lake was substantially restored and the entire biodiversity preserved. Mr. Speaker, sir, the occurrence is a stark reminder to us that environment remains healthy, friendly, and productive to us only when we protect and conserve it well. It also calls on us to consciously make budgetary provision to not only conserve the jewel we have in the Lake Kanyabole ecosystem, but also optimize its tourism attraction and potential and livelihood support. To ensure effective response to climate change, mitigation, adaptation, and resilience, the county government of Siaya, working closely with this Honorable House, has established the county climate change management structures and frameworks with effective linkages and coordination from the county down to ward level. This has been achieved within the provisions of Article 19 of the Climate Change Act 2016 as amended in 2023, as read together with Section 15 of the Siaya County Climate Change Act of 2021. A key notable impact of this is that the county attained the compliance criteria for inclusion into the World Bank supported financing locally led climate change action program, that is PLOCA. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, I call upon the concerned department in the county government to work with the Assembly in expediting the Siaya County Climate Change Fund Act. This law will provide us with an impetus to attract the various funding and partnership opportunities available locally and globally in addressing the climate change agenda. I now turn to agriculture, food security, livestock, and the blue economy. Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable members, as I stated earlier, our focus on agriculture as the anchor pillar for the socio-economic transformation for our county is deliberate and calculated to positively change livelihoods and to attain improved standards of living for our people. The target is to produce adequate food for domestic consumption and surplus for sale, produce agricultural raw materials for industrial takeoff, while also harnessing the large potential of the blue economy that is within our disposal. At the onset of our term of office, Siaya County faced biting food shortages occasioned by erratic rainfall patterns, prolonged droughts, and declining farm yields due to land overuse and reliance on poor quality seeds and lack of extension support to farmers. To turn around the situation, we procured several tractors and deployed them to our subsidized mechanized farming unit and operations to increase the aggregate acreage for food production. Additionally, we supported our farmers with 159 metric tons of certified seeds and 228 metric tons of fertilizers at subsidized prices. This was an aggregate of 15,774 acres of land under maize production during the long rains of 2023. Consequently, maize production increased by 180,390 kilogram bags. In terms of percentage, our interventions accounted for up to 16.9% of the total maize production realized at the end of the long rains this year. To ensure that our farmers have access to agricultural extension services, we have recruited 71 extension officers and procured motorcycles to enable their mobility to the farms. And in this regard, 78,000 farmers were reached with the extension services compared to the target of 50,000 for the period under review. Towards the full exploitation of our full potential with the blue economy, resources which is immense for the benefit of communities around the lake and the county at large, we have invested significant number of resources in upscaling fish production through our broad aquaculture program. We have constructed 218 new fish ponds and rehabilitated and stocked another 353 ponds with fingerlings in the last 1 year. In addition to this, we have supplied our with 167 metric tons of fish feeds and 403,000 fingerlings. As a result of the above interventions, our fish production has increased to 30,000 metric tons from Lake Victoria and Kanyaboli, with an additional 186 metric tons of farmed fish. The financial worth of this production is estimated at Kenya shillings 5.3 billions. Towards realizing our vision of multiplying the above output to raise the value tenfold, we have capacitated 1,008 beach management units on fisheries resources management, as well as surveillance and patrols to curb illegal fishing gears, use and bad fishing practices. Further, in order to enhance the safety of our hard-working fishermen, Siaya County government has procured and distributed safety gears. We have also acquired 5 engine boats and 2 patrol boats in order to mitigate water-related incidents and improve surveillance in water bodies within the county. As the initial bold step towards agriculture-driven industries that promote commercial farming as the accelerator of a vibrant and productive economy that can generate decent work, the county government of Siaya has initiated the construction of Siriwo rice mill in Usonga. The project is designed to spur up production of rice across the county, facilitate post-harvest handling and storage, enable value addition, and provide market linkages, and will cost an estimated Kenya shillings 120 million. The building has been completed, awaiting the installation of the machine, or rather the mill, which has been procured and will be on site in the beginning of next month. Towards strengthening households' food security and economic resilience, we have distributed 10,434-month-old chicks to farmers across the county and 10 hatching incubators to farmers in Yala Township Ward. This has led to improved production and incomes from the sale of poultry and other related products. The department further rehabilitated 5 water pans, namely Achar and Tingagege in North Uyoma, Nyadong in North Sakwa, Kogola in South Sakwa, and Panyako in West Uyoma. These projects were undertaken with the support of the Kenya Climate and Smart Agriculture to support livestock and horticulture farming. In order to increase the farm acreage under irrigation, the department supported 20 farmer groups undertaking horticulture farming with 20 portable irrigation water pumps and 800 water pumps in South Uyoma. To enhance sectoral coordination within sound legal framework, the department has developed the agriculture and soil management policy, the Siaya Youth in Agri-Business Policy, and Siaya County Dairy Strategy. The sector also managed to develop 3 bills, namely the Coordination Bill, Grants and Subsidies Bill, and the Mechanization Bill. These 3 bills will soon come to the floor of the House for consideration by honorable members. On trade and enterprise and industrial development, Mr. Speaker, sir, whereas agriculture is the anchor pillar as demonstrated from the foregoing, trade and enterprise is the fuel and drives the engine of socioeconomic transformation. This is built on 3 key components. That is, improvement of our market infrastructure, strengthening of our cooperative movement, and creating effective industrial value chains that will feed into the county industrial and aggregation pack. Towards providing conducive trading facilities for industrious and innovative traders, we have constructed 11 new market sheds and facilitated the completion of 3 modern markets, including Wangarot in West Asembo, Boro in Central Alego, Nyadurere Market in Usonga, respectively. We have also improved drainage infrastructure and secured fencing in 10 additional markets. To enhance security for our traders and elongate trading hours, we have installed 99 high-mast floodlights in various markets within our county, including Obama Market in Bondo Municipality, which is fast on its way to realizing a 24-hour economy. Through the intersectoral coordination between the departments of enterprise and that of agriculture, we have facilitated the promotion and registration of many new cooperatives. As I alluded to earlier, there exists not a single major commercial industry in the entire county of Siaya. To provide a foundation for industrial growth, Siaya County is currently setting up Kenya shillings 500 million county aggregation and industrial park at Gorakara in Central Alego. This project is a product partnership between the national government and the county government. The construction work is on course, and we are already supporting our farmers in various value chains, the object being to ensure a steady supply of raw materials ahead of completion of the industrial park. It is our firm belief that the industrial park will eventually be able to be a game changer in stimulating production of various value chains, create employment for our people, our farmers, and various cottage industries that are coming up. On roads and public works, energy and transport, Mr. Speaker, sir, to enhance trade, ease of movement for people, and to facilitate service delivery and our prompt response to emergencies, we need well-maintained motorable road networks. During the period under review, the administration oversaw the opening of more than 71 kilometers and maintenance of 447 kilometers of roads. We have recently launched the construction of Ugunja and Yala towns ring roads to bitumen standards, and we'll do the same for Rabango Road in Siaya town. And I'm sure others will follow in other urban areas. Mr. Speaker, sir, to streamline the management of our roads, transport, and energy infrastructural development, the following sectoral policies and legislation have been prioritized. 1, Mechanical Transport Fund Policy. 2, Labor-Based Roads Maintenance Policy. 3, County Transport Management Bill. 4, County Plants and Equipment Management Bill. 6, County Roads Maintenance Policy. And 7, Siaya County Public Works Act. On the Department of Lands, Physical Planning, Housing and Urban Development, as Speaker said, land is a key factor of production and socio-economic development. This sector plays an important role in developing and enforcing physical land use and spatial planning, spearheading our urbanization agenda, as well as implementing the affordable housing program. To achieve order in our physical development, we have completed and operationalized the Siaya County Physical and Land Use Development Plan. This plan provides the special framework that guide and coordinate land use and urban development for sustainable livelihoods. Similarly, physical and land use development plans for Boro, Sega, and Nyamonye trading centers have also been completed. The county government of Siaya has facilitated the elevation of Bondo and Ugunja municipalities, joining Siaya municipality that was established earlier on. Our focus is to create thriving and flourishing urban enclaves that are safe, friendly for all, as hubs of economic growth. As they say, the future is urban. To achieve this, we have enhanced our investment in infrastructural upgrading in the municipalities, ring roads around the markets, and key businesses areas, cyclist lanes, pavements, and walkways, drainage systems, and sanitation facilities in Siaya, Bondo, Ugunja, and Yala. We're in consultation with the national government, Directorate of Urban Development, on the construction of a modern market within Siaya municipality. And you may be aware that the procurement for the construction of that market is almost complete. The county government of Siaya has previously appealed to this House to pass the Siaya County Valuation and Rating Bill, as well as the Siaya County Special Plan. I am happy to state that the Honorable House has passed the two critical documents that will go a long way into effecting and improving the administration of rates and taxes on rateable properties, as well as help in achieving sustainable development as guided by the county's special plan. To further support the operations of the department in executing its mandate, the following legislative proposal will be key: the gender participatory framework, solid waste management policy, grievance redress mechanism, public-private dialogue and funding framework, and the public participation framework. These have been considered by the County Executive Committee and will soon be tabled before the Honorable House for consideration and adoption. I now turn to education, youth affairs, gender, and social services. Mr. Speaker, sir, an underpinning aspect of holistic societal development is the need for capacitated human capital with the requisite skills. The foundation is best laid with the proper early childhood development program. I'm persuaded that establishing strong foundation right from infancy through to the early childhood phases are pivotal in shaping progressive societies. In nurturing our fountain of life, the Siaya County government has continued to further the gains made in regard to our county's nurturing care program that has been lauded all over the country, which has made Siaya a leader in this regard. It is really inspiring when other counties come to benchmark with us, particularly on this issue. We are yet to achieve our best. At the time we assumed office, the county had made significant strides as far as the establishment of new ECD centers. The existing facilities were, however, deficient in critical aspects, including furniture, recreation, cognitive development materials. We therefore prioritized full equipping of 315 ECD centers. At the same time, we built 22 new ECD centers across the county. Very significantly for us, in our bold step, we executed, with the support of this Honorable House, in transitioning 602 ECD instructors from contract to permanent and pensionable terms of employment, and employing a further 250 instructors. The instant impact of this is the betterment of instructor-child ratio. Overall, these interventions have had the impact of improving the enrollment of ECD learners by 17%. On vocational and technical training for our youth, the Siaya County government has provided capitation for TVETs to the tune of Kenya shillings 30 million. Enhanced infrastructural development through the renovation of dilapidated premises in various VTCs, including Sega and Dere, as well as the construction of educational resource center at Bar Sauri in Yala Township Ward are in progress. On bursary and scholarships allocations and disbursements, the Siaya County government has laid a strong emphasis that no deserving child will be denied the right to access education. To this end, the Siaya County government allocated Kenya shillings 100 million for bursaries that has now directly supported a total of 14,000 needy students. This allocation signifies an improvement of 33% from the previous year's allocation. I wish to acknowledge the valuable contribution made by our financial institutions, particularly Equity Bank, Kenya Commercial Bank, and Corporate Bank, whose scholarship programs have enabled many vulnerable children to access education and realize their dreams. On gender, youth affairs, and social services, we have been able to initiate and process the following pieces of legislation. 1, Siaya County Persons with a Disability Bill. 2, Siaya County Widows Protection Bill. 3, Siaya County Gender Mainstreaming Bill. And 4, Siaya County Youth Development Bill. On Department of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Mr. Speaker, sir, the department aims to position Siaya as a tourist destination and to deepen our rich culture and to showcase it to the world. Attached to this is our ambition to nurture and produce world-class sports and sports personalities. To realize this, the sector has developed strategies for marketing our diverse tourism products, preserving and promoting cultural heritages, improving ICT-enabled service delivery, and nurturing and exposing art and talent. When we assumed office, the construction of Siaya Stadium had run into headwinds due to contractual technicalities which hampered fast-tracking its completion. We have since resolved some of these concerns and the project is now on course towards the completion with the significant milestones to be accomplished. For instance, the roofing structure is expected to be complete in January, while other works such as the ticketing booths are ongoing. In the current financial year, this house has provided for the installation of floodlights and laying of a tartan track. In addition, the administration has also undertaken the improvement and construction of pavilions in other areas like Nyangera Sports Ground in East Imbo. In a bid to promote our sports and cultural endeavors, our sportsmen have variously participated at inter-county sports events and competitions, including recent appearances at the Kenya Youth Sports Association Games in Tharaka Nithi, where they performed exemplarily, placing Siaya in the befitting position in the national and regional map as a home of talent. I wish to express my sincere appreciation and acknowledgement to all who have represented us at the various outings, including our choirs and other teams. Through the Nyalore Governor's Cup that I recently launched and is currently ongoing across our wards and sub-counties, we have begun our ambitious journey of promoting and nurturing the sports talents of youth from the grassroots. The culmination of this tournament will be at the historic Migwena grounds, which is an annual arena for showcasing diverse cultural and artistic talents. I invite all us here today to join me after this event or tomorrow to witness some of the great performances that are to be staged or going on right now. Mr. Speaker, sir, for us to roll our ambitious but practical development agenda, we need financial resources. Siaya County operates within the global and national economic framework. This implies that the actual performance of the global and national economy has a direct bearing on the performance of the county economy. The global and national economic dynamics does impact both directly and indirectly on counties' fiscal decisions and operations as it influences national government transfers to the counties. During the period under review, the financial year 2022-2023, the county had budgetary allocation of Kenya shillings 8,602,864,673. This presented a shortfall of Kenya shillings 2,621,380,081, or 23.35% from the total annual development plan budgetary requirement of Kenya shillings 11,324,244,754 shillings to implement its programs as developed through rigorous ward-level participatory processes. During the same period, the county realized an on-source collection of Kenya shilling 468,556,711 against a target of Kenya shillings 798,234. Despite the target shortfall, this collection was, however, an increment from the previous financial year, in which Kenya shillings 446,379,627 was collected. This improvement in on-source revenue is because of the invigorated efforts of our administration to enhance efficiency and coordination in the collection and reporting of revenue. To further ensure that we meet, if not surpass, our revenue targets, the department has now developed a detailed raft of measures as captured in the Finance Act 2022-2023. Mr. Speaker, sir, additionally, my administration has prepared an updated valuation roll to support the administration of property taxes and rates. The new valuation roll considers the elevated status of Siaya, Ugunja, and Bondo into municipalities. Other towns to consider for re-evaluation include Yala Township and Osenge, which we are keen to fast track. To ensure the management of our on-source revenue is optimized, we have procured a revenue automation system, which will soon be deployed to enhance revenue collection and reporting. On budget and economic planning, the sector coordinated formulation and implementation of sound fiscal policies that outlines the development aspiration of the county. This was achieved through the preparation of the County Annual Development Plan 2023-2024, County Budget Review and Outlook Paper 2021-2022, County Fiscal Strategy Paper 2023-2024, and MTF Budget 2023-2024. The sector has also developed the County Integrated Development Plan 2023-2027 that outlines the county's development aspirations for the next 5 years. Finally, our administration has put in place systems to guarantee reforms in the financial operations and management. Notably, we have reviewed the Impress management system through the establishment of requisite guidelines. Our pending bills balance has reduced, and this should be well noted, from Kenya shillings 741,559,698 as at 30th June 2023 to Kenya shillings 469,379 as at 15th December 2023, representing a 63% reduction. Other reports by the Controller of Budget show that we had a large balance, but evidently, as at 15th December 2023, onward there has been considerable, as from June 2023 onwards, there has been considerable improvement. We have ensured timely and consistent remittance of salary byproducts and related statutory deduction to relevant agencies. This is in contrast with the practice before this administration was elected into office, whereby gross payments of salaries were received but remittances were not made, thus accumulating a big debt owed to Kenya Revenue Authority, the pension funds, NHIF, and staff contributions to individual cooperatives and circles where they are members. Above all, our payment of salaries, despite late disbursements from the Treasury, have been within reasonable timelines and never going beyond arrears of the month due for payment, and certainly never exceeding 2 months arrears of salary. Indeed, we have paid our staff their December salaries despite not receiving the disbursements from the National Treasury for November and December 2023, as I indicated earlier. Mr. Speaker, sir, at the very onset of our administration, we committed to protecting, upholding, and implementing the Constitution, the rule of law. The words of the former Secretary General of the United Nations, Mr. Kofi Annan, should always inspire us towards creating a well-developed, prosperous, and inclusive society for Siaya County. And I quote, "Good, healthy, democratic societies are built on three pillars. There is peace and stability, economic development, and respect for the rule of law and human rights. Where all three are present, you stand a very good chance and a good growth of it." End quote. As I said in the beginning, we must ensure our full compliance and fidelity to the Constitution and all the laws of the land. In doing so, we must always ensure that our service delivery is built on the foundation of a rights-based approach. You all recall that when we assumed office, I formed a task force on Siaya County systems audit and governance reforms to undertake an assessment, evaluation, and determination of Siaya County's status in terms of its operation. The task force, chaired by the former Auditor General, FCPA Edward Ouko, and who is now chairing the National Pending Bills Committee, published a report now famously referred to as the Ouko report, that recommended a raft of measures to be implemented in order to improve quality of services delivered by Siaya County government to its citizens. Some of the recommendations required immediate attention, while others need medium to long-term actions. The department, and this is the Department of Finance now, has strengthened internal audit controls in the county by implementing the recommendations of the report on systems audit and governance reforms. For instance, we have developed and approved the Siaya County Impress Management Policy and conducted special audits on revenue collection and the county payroll system. The department, and that's the Department of Finance, coordinated preparation of quarterly and annual progress reports as tools for evidence-based decision-making. A total of 4 quarterly performance reports and 1 county annual progress report were prepared in the period under review. To fully entrench accountability in our administration, the county website has been revamped and updated with requisite documentation to facilitate access to information. We have enhanced public participation and civic engagement by providing avenues for public complaints handling and feedback mechanism. In particular, we held extensive engagements with civil society organizations on a number of concerns, including our budget making process. Additionally, we have held barazas with different stakeholders, including teachers, Juakali sector players, persons living with disabilities, Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industries, Siaya chapter, trade associations, farmers, community health promoters, among other groups. These engagements have been very constructive and insightful in generating useful information and immediate feedback on the county government's performance, which has been incorporated in planning and design of service delivery. The above measures has earned Siaya County recognition by the Commission on Administrative Justice. I think Honorable Otiende was on this, on the resolution of complaints and access to information. In this regard, happily, both the county executive and the county assembly of Siaya were awarded compliance certificates and ranked number 2 nationally in their categories. Mr. Speaker, sir, the above summarized outlook of our departments could not have been possible without the support that we enjoy from both state and non-state partners. I therefore wish to take special cognizance of development partners supporting various programs and projects across the departments. In particular, I acknowledge our partners working with the sectors of health, water, education, and agriculture, and most sincerely thank them for their immense contribution in the development and progress of Siaya. I also recognize the vital contribution of the media who convey information that hastens and makes service delivery responsive. Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable members, I wish to singularly thank this honorable House for steadfastly executing your legislative oversight and representation roles. I further applaud all the well-meaning citizens of a great county for their support and goodwill as we undertake service delivery in the critical service areas. The pursuit of the well-defined roadmap to socio-economic transformation will require foresight and forward-looking approaches in our budgeting and deployment of resources. I therefore urge that we support our flagship projects agenda, which now will include the progressive transformation of Siaya Referral Hospital to a modern level 6 medical facility, the upgrade of other sub-county hospitals to levels 4 or 5, establishment of a cotton ginnery in Madian and other cottage industries, although the Madian ginnery is not a cottage industry. Completion of Siaya Stadium, construction of Migwana Cultural and Sports Center, implementation of the affordable housing program in partnership with the national government. And again, there's some progress towards construction of affordable housing and a bus park as part of an integrated development plan. Construction of Gombe and airstrips, elevation of Usenge Yala and other trading centers to municipality status, among other definitive programs. To achieve the above, I call upon the civil servants within the executive to perform their work with the required level of seriousness and adopt a positive culture of public service devoid of lethargy and laid-back attitude. The people of Siaya have given us an opportunity to serve, and they expect nothing short of excellent public-centered service delivery at all times. Mr. Speaker, sir, lastly, I wish to make a special appeal to residents of Siaya in general, and particularly the Siaya professionals and the diaspora community, to selflessly claim their spot in the development and growth of our county. Their contribution to the growth of our county is critical. This contribution can be channeled in several ways by offering professional skills and various areas of expertise, direct investments, participation in social causes targeted at uplifting the vulnerable segments of our population, and in every way possible towards the goals we have set forth for Siaya County. The Siaya County government will continue to expand the structured engagement channels, platforms, and opportunities through which our citizens can contribute in our development agenda. I wish to extend our appreciation to the ODM party leader, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, for his steadfast support for this county. Similarly, I thank Senator Honorable Dr. Oburu Oginga, the county MP, Honorable Dr. Christine Ombaka, the Lego Songa Member of Parliament, Honorable Samuel Atandi, the minority leader of the National Assembly, and Ugunja Member of Parliament, Honorable Pio Wandai, and my learned friend, the MP for Arieda, Honorable Dr. Utiende Amolo. And also, it's not in my text, but I may have a little bit of a problem. I want also to thank the First Lady for giving me the support that I need. That is the only cheer I'm getting from the chamber. It means home is safe. I thank you for listening to me. May God bless your county, the home of heroes and heroines. Wishing you a happy and prosperous New Year. Nyalore. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.